One of the many decisions we had to make when we started RVing was the method that we were going to use for our alternate transportation. We chose this tow dolly because after a lot of research, a lot of YouTubing, this was the best on the market. Easy to load, lightweight, and it has its brakes, which means it has brakes on it, which means it's legal in all of the states. You know, you can get away with not having brakes in certain places, but even that has its own little caveat. I think that anything over 1,500 pounds needs a braking mechanism. This has disc brakes. This is made by, as you can see, cardolly.com. They're in Kernersville, Virginia, North Carolina, I should say. We actually went and got it. They gave us an excuse to put our new coach on the road. Went down there. The folks were fantastic, very friendly, beautiful area. We stayed at a campground nearby, and they gave us an opportunity to see how this thing towed, how it tracked. And I just got back from a 5,000-mile trip all the way to Vegas, including Albuquerque Balloon Festival and back. Steep grades, 6% grades for 9 miles and all that kind of crazy stuff. And we absolutely love it. Let me show you some of the features. Reservoir for the brake fluid. We tape it just to keep this cap from coming loose. Even though it doesn't come loose on its own, but I'm not trying to spend the money for an auxiliary cap. I keep spare brake fluid in the coach so we can top it off. And I can tell that the hydraulics are working because without leaking, this thing is using brake fluid in its daily operation. These ramps will tear you a new one if you don't use gloves for them. But you're guaranteed no slippage, regardless of the terrain that you're on trying to load your car. These ramps aren't going anywhere. They recommend a 10-inch drop on your coach, depending on the height of your coach, so that you can achieve 14 inches off the ground. So this unit rides level. The actuator is quite simple. I mean, it's ingenious. Momentum of the car moves forward. This applies to brakes. That car moves forward, brakes get applied. Disc brakes, everything's skeletonized so you can see what's going on. And it's wide enough to accommodate. I can tow my minivan if I chose to. I mean, anything from a little teeny mini all the way up to a minivan you can tow with this thing. I added wiring to it so that my tow vehicle will be actuated by my lights. But it comes with its own. It comes with its own wiring. It comes with its own brakes. It doesn't need a license plate. LED. They do their own little advertising. I added all the high reflective striping. That's just where I am. But the folks down in Kernersville, North Carolina, they're great. Their customer service is excellent. Any questions you have, any auxiliary, any extra parts, the straps and whatnot. Once this thing is up on your unit, you unlock your steering wheel, release the brake. Make sure your oil chains are attached. We all know what these chains are called, but for propriety, I'm just gonna call them oil chains. You crank it down every few minutes. I mean, every few miles. And when I say few miles, I'm talking about when you stop for gas, when you stop at the rest stop, you come around, do your due diligence, and you tighten this thing up. Not expensive. Actually the price was very competitive with everything else that I check. And I can back up with this thing without crushing the fenders. No pivoting, no tilting of ramps and whatnot. The ramps are self-storing. They did a good job. Ingenious for something so simple, but it's an essential part of the way we travel. Hope this gives you some insight and helps you make a decision on tow dollies. If you're not going to flat tow it, you're going to use the tow dolly, I highly recommend this unit. EasyTowDolly.com. There's enough information there. Once you go to Acme, Easy Tow Dolly, you'll find these people. And when you make that phone call, if you call during business hours, Eastern Standard Time, you won't be talking to a recording, you'll be talking to a person. And they will put you on point.